What's up, my friends? Matt Hall here, and in today's video podcast, I want to share with you guys, I want to have a conversation with you about what to do with uncoachable team members. Do you have somebody on your team who, you know that they have enormous potential, you know that they could break through and get results if they would just listen to what you have to say and do what it is that you recommend? It's at times difficult to be in network marketing because we are literally leading a volunteer army, right? You've got this army of people who are out there and you're not their boss, right? As much as maybe you would like to be, as much as you would probably love to be able to tell them, hey, clock in at this time, clock out at this time, do this, and this during the day. And who knows, maybe that would get better results, but that's not what network marketing is, right? That's not the essence of what you're building. We build a volunteer army of people, and you get to be a mentor, you get to be a coach for those who are open to coaching. And sometimes, a lot of times there will be people on your team who, for one reason or another, they just are not coachable. I'll tell you, and sometimes it's in innocent ways, right? I've got this person who I'm working with right now, a newer person that I signed up in our business, and it's funny because almost once a week, at least once a week, there's a message that comes into my phone saying, hey, I've got this amazing idea that nobody's ever done in our company. I've got this strategy, I've got this idea, I want to do this, and this. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And I try to share with them my experience and the importance of simplicity, the importance of duplication. But I also recognize as a leader, as a humble leader, that I am not all-knowing, right? And so one of the tips I want to give you is don't shut people down. If somebody's feeling energy, if they're feeling fired up, fuel their fire and help redirect them as they're going down their path. Sometimes I used to just tell people, hey, no, that's not how we do it. That's not going to work. Or I used to do kind of an immediate redirect and kind of shut down people's ideas. And I've learned that when somebody's excited, when somebody's motivated, that's not the time to necessarily correct them. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't share and. So one of the things that I learned from my wife, Shantae, in mentoring people is if somebody is excited about something that maybe you'd like to correct, this is what she'll do. She'll say, wow, that's amazing. I think that's an amazing idea. I've never seen it work before, but who knows? And instead of saying but, right, she'll use and she'll add another piece of counsel. And have you thought about also doing this, right? Have you thought about also looking at it this way? And what that does is it adds to somebody's excitement instead of taking away from what they're feeling. So that's one tip. And then also realize that just because something hasn't worked before doesn't necessarily mean that it can't work. And so be humble enough to realize that you're not all knowing, right? Another thing that's really important that I've found is giving people time to grow. And one of the best ways to kind of shift somebody's perspective is to give them time in an environment, kind of saturate them with information of what does work and what is going well and how to think, right? So sometimes it's not always what people are doing. Sometimes it's complaints or it's how people are thinking that kind of needs to shift, right? And they're not being coachable in the way that their perspective is. And one of the ways that you can do that is if you've got a Facebook group or if you've got a WhatsApp group or whatever it is that you use, a text group, expose people to as many success stories and highlight people who are coachable, who are doing things the right way, who do have the right mindset. And the more that you highlight, and maybe it's doing quick little interviews with people who got their first signups, maybe it's interviewing certain leaders who are following the system that is recommended within your company and your team. The more you can highlight and kind of saturate people in an environment of seeing what is working, that will naturally shift people over time. Sometimes you just need to hear something from a different perspective or from a different person, right? So I've had so many times where somebody that I'm coaching personally, I'll tell them the same thing, 5, 10, 20 different times. And then all I have to do is, if they hear it from my upline, or if they hear the exact same thing from a cross-line leader or for somebody else, it's like it enters and it clicks in a totally different way. So don't be afraid to use third-party people, or to use testimonials, whether that's your upline stepping in and doing a mentoring session or anything like that. So a few tips for you around having uncoachable teammates. The biggest thing is control your own expectations, right? You lead an army, a literal volunteer army. So don't be attached to other people doing things a certain amount. Don't be attached to people doing things a certain way. Let go of your personal attachments. I love the phrase having intention without attachment. So you have the intention. You're actively seeking to help somebody to do things a certain way. You're actively seeking to serve people, but you're not attached to the outcome, right? You don't have an attachment to, oh, it has to be this way, or else I'm not going to feel, a certain way. So have that intention without attachment. Saturate people with success stories, with examples of the right way to do things. And people, I've come to find in my network marketing experience that people become more and more coachable over time. As they, I think that I personally am a lot more coachable than I was 6 years ago when we started our business. So part of this game is just time. So hope that's helpful for you guys. If you have somebody on your team who's not currently being coachable, be patient, serve them, love them, saturate them in positive content, and hopefully it'll turn around for you. See ya, bye.